Okay, let's go nonstop verse to the end of the first chorus, and then we'll come back. There's going to be a lot to talk about musically, but let's put it in our ears. Here we go. Yeah, the groove is so good. Sounds so good. Phrasing is amazing. That's sweet. Oh, I've never heard those underlying harmonies before. It's the phrasing. Unreal. Oh my god, that motif is insane. That's new territory for me. I've only heard the anime length. Okay. This is so beautiful. There's going to be a lot to talk about when we go back. Okay, why is it beautiful? Well, for me, my opinion, this is like top 5 anime openings that I've heard so far and everything that I've been exposed to. The reason I find this so beautiful is because it's the detail that's gone into the craft of the composition of using this melodic motif, ba ba da da, ba ba da da, and the way it's phrased throughout the introduction, the verse, and extensively in the chorus. The beauty in the art is how to do that so seamlessly and make it feel like it's effortless. It's not. It's very complicated to write that way. So you just need to give a lot of praise to the musicians and everyone involved, the team effort that goes into this, because it's not just about the 2 vocalists. It's about everything that encompasses this. Okay, let's go back. So right away, out of the gate, we get this lick in the introduction right here. It's immediately there. That string, like, at first I thought that was a woodwind voice. It feels kind of string-like, but it also feels, I don't know, just the upper range here and how that's supported. Yeah, I mean, you can hear the string manipulation there, but it just feels like there's some other stuff on top of that as well. But really, who cares about that? That upper register is already introducing that idea to us, accompanied by guitars, some nice drum work underneath, but it is quite beautiful out of the gate. Clean tone guitar comes in. The groove is here now. We get kick, get floor tom groove, and suddenly background vocals come in, and it feels a lot more like, if you don't watch the anime at all, it kind of feels maybe a little folk music like. But if you do watch the anime, you're like, okay, this kind of fits. Like, I could see with what we get to know with the characters, this is really fitting into this kind of world already. We're only 11 seconds in. Okay, I'll let it go one more time, and then we'll keep going. And more life interjected. The background vocals are gorgeous. But right here. I was already sold by that point. We're 24 seconds into the opening. Yves's vocal phrasing, not a surprise that it's amazing. I've already praised him a million times because everything I listen to him, it's a big win for me. I'm like, oh man, it's so fun to listen to. I like the fact that we are not super saturated in kind of post harmonic, like with all the harmony design that we kind of normally get. I usually call them Yvesisms with the guitar lines that he's normally doing. This is a very different, it's a different flavor of Yves, if that makes sense. It's really cool. I feel like it's hyper focused on kind of his mid range, a different timbre, sort of. I mean, you can still recognize his voice immediately, beautiful tone, but we just get like a little different version. But that's cool. But it's the way he's singing the rhythms within this melody and how it exists that makes it stellar, in my opinion. Come on, man. Oh, we'll get to sweet in a second. Okay, why is that cool? Well, remember we talked about the effortless writing earlier? That's really what is existing here. It's a beautiful melody. It's rhythmically very, if you see the sheets for this, it's gonna be very complicated. The feeling of just elongation of over the bar line. Well, what does that really mean? Instead of us focusing so much like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, like kind of being more abandoned the box, we're just kind of like moving, man. Like the guitars are playing, the strums there, the groove and the toms and the kick drum, it's there. But that melody takes you away from that. Those rhythm section fundamentals are present, but the melody is effortlessly flying. Kind of like they put their feet together, we got our spell, we're like just kind of flying through the clouds. That's not easy to do. Go home and try to write a melody like that. You'd be like, oh, wait a second. This is a lot harder than I thought it was. Yeah. Also, the tones, the actual contour of the melody is really cool. And that requires a great vocalist to pull that off, which he is. But you kind of need to praise all elements of that because one can't be present without the other, if that makes sense. I know there's going to be a lot of stops and starts. And it's too good not to, if that makes sense. Okay, let's go back about 5 seconds. We've appreciated the over the barness, the fluidness. Let's get into Sweet's segment. So that rhythm immediately when her part of the verse comes in, she emphasizes that rhythm out of the gate. What a beautiful transition. Again, what up, folks? Real quick break from the video. If you're liking the musical analysis and you want to check out Hat Atelier with me on Patreon, the link for that is down in the description below. It's the easiest way to support. We got that title on like 127 other anime. It's been a good time. Also, something else you can check out is Twitch. Every Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we go live. It's easy. It's free. It's very chill. We'd love to have you there. Okay, back to the video. But now in the background, our background tones completely different than what we had with Eve. So right out of the gate, well, it's not even out of the gate. We're 30 seconds in. Right out of the gate, when she comes in, we get all these different musical ideas, even though it's within the same verse. Does that make sense? These are really cool ideas musically. Like this is what makes this is what separates it from other tracks, is what I'm trying to say. Again. The other part I had never heard until this listening right now. I mean, I've heard this opening every time, and we do the reactions every Monday, but I'd never heard those underlying, they're super faint. Like the harmonies that are supporting her voice there, it's way down in the basement. I know, we're stopping a lot, I get it, but one more time, just put your ear on that harmony that's underneath. That's a really interesting design for that. Like they equally are designed difficult. His part of the verse is challenging. Her part of the verse is very challenging as well. I would say both of them have pretty equal like leaps intervallically, meaning the range of the melody is quite extensive. So very, very, very cool stuff. Let's go back about 5 and let's keep going. We cut over to the coolest part. It's really hard to even hit stop within the chorus. Okay, so we come out of the verse, we get a 1-bar build. It's like your 1-bar pre-chorus of where we're going. It's this tiny bit of asymmetry that you immediately forget about as soon as you hit into the chorus. The design is amazing. Hold on. Yeah, and so what is the immediate takeaway? Why is that so cool? Well, obviously it becomes a duet at this point, and we get the conglomeration of that motif finally being hit between both singers, and it's in harmony. It's so cool. Again, try to go write this. It is super difficult. I could never, ever have the creativity to even think of how this flow would be. Like to sit there and like, you know, peck it out on your own instrument and then be like, how am I going to orchestrate this and put it in there for the band to make this come to life? That's the beauty of the artistry. That's what you want to praise if you dig this. One more time, please, and thank you. 1, 2. Okay, so that was the whole first chunk of that. You have to admit that rhythmic design and the flow is amazing. Like that, it's ridiculous, but in the greatest ways. You know what's cool about this? If we ignore the vocals for a moment and you listen down to what's going on with the guitars, the acoustic strumming, and the drummer and the bassist, it kind of has this folk/country vibe going on. It's quite simple in design compared to how complicated that vocal line is, but it has to be. We talk about this all the time in these reaction videos. If both sides are equally as kind of complicated, then we lose the foundation. You need to be some kind of, just a constant somewhere, and the rhythm section is really holding that down here. Which, let's be honest, that's like the normal job of the rhythm section, which is why I kind of geek out in these other songs we listen to where like things are massively insane. We're like, whoa, we don't normally do this. So the rhythm section is doing what the rhythm section should be doing here. It's beautiful. The other element in the vocal tones that make it really cool is the use of tubular chimes within the melody. That's a percussion instrument that is insanely loud, and it has a massive resonation and a long time to decay with that sound. So that's mixed in really well to give us a pretty cool melodic experience here. It's 105. Let's go back to 55, and we'll let it go on this time. I'm going to say one more thing before we talk about the boom, ba, ging, gong, boom. That really sounds like the lick from, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Elsaba. What fucking musical theater? Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is a great example, this chorus of starting at point A with it's like enriched with all kinds of great musical ideas, but the travel from point A to point B, because it is so complicated, and what a contrast we have from when the chorus starts to when the chorus ends. And there's all this amazing contour and great motif use within that. That is A plus in composition, right? Like that's really where you want to take your listener. If you have the skill set to write that way and you have the performers to do it, you should definitely do that, because it is a really, really fun experience for us. Okay. Let's go back here and let's maybe keep going and see what's new. Maybe do we hear a verse right away? I don't know. I don't know what's about to happen. Repeats. Now what? Okay. Second verse. Whoa. Variants on the melody. I have tingles. More tingles. Obligatory key change, hell yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's get in. Let's go back to 132. Okay, this is new territory. I'm hearing new things for the first time. Beautiful. Okay, so we get a shortened verse, and it's a little different in construction. Let's go back to it. That it's similar. It's kind of like A prime here. A is verse, A prime is second verse. More 3-note groupings with that strong instead of da-ga-da, you know what I'm talking about? So that's a variant. I love it. It's beautiful though. We still have the same quality of beautiful aesthetics within the sound. But it's duet immediately. You can hear both the harmonies. Interesting. That's a beautiful transition right there. Okay, so some similarities. We have a contour similarity. The flow is a little different, though. We have a little bit of explorations on that rhythmic motif within the melodic-like concepts of how that went before. The flow feels, altered. However, the contour where we're going, we still feel like we're using a similar approach to the range within the melody. That's good, though. You would not want to depart massively from that because it would be like, whoa, are we in a different song? So outstanding. Hold on, let's go back about 5 seconds. Keep going here. Now that's quite different in the feel. But the chord progression is the same. Okay, that was similar. Okay. But how about the lick to set us up into the key change? This is really great. There's something, man. This is one of those you got to go back after we're done, talking about it. Go back on your own. You listen to it like 20 times just to be like, there's so much packed down there. Here comes our fill again. 3 and. You know what I like the best about the key change is the way we launch into that, we get chimes and then background vocals instead of melodic concepts immediately. So you're kind of like, boom, we hit it. You get pulled in and you're like, wait, I need to resolve. You got to listen down for a bit, just a little bit of calm before we get back into that. One more time on this transition. Strings are buried there. I don't even think I heard that little contour on the first listen because I was so busy like, okay, the guitar is going to change. The guitar mix as far as volume wise, it does not alter at all. But way in the background there, you have a little bit of string stuff doing some melodic. Response from vocals. Ooh-ah type of vocals. Now that was interesting coming out of that. I didn't sing that line right, but how we get into the immediate kind of key switch for where we're going to come back in with her vocals here. That's pretty good writing. Again, interesting. Hold on before we get to that's cool design. I need this at 230, 231-ish. Listen to that blend. We didn't really talk about their blend. I probably should have talked about their blend earlier. Blend meaning how they sound when they sing together, whether they're singing a unison line versus when they're singing in harmony with each other. It's cool because she kind of snuck in right there and then she sneaks out. But Eve's voice has such I'm also used to hearing Eve more, so that has something to do with it. It kind of, I guess if you listen to a lot of Yorushika, you're probably more familiar with Sui's voice. But speaking for myself, I'm really familiar with Eve's tone. However, it is a different feeling in this piece because there's less production on it, which I really, really dig. But the idea of blend and the skill set of blend still matters, right? You still want to praise vocalists when they get together and sing because that's the beauty of singing with someone else is you'll never have the same two blends between two vocalists. That's the beauty of the art, right? Like that's why you want to sing with so many people. And when you get a duo that you like, listen to a lot of their stuff because that is the artistry. So anyway, I won't get about that too much. Let's go back one more time to get this transition and looking forward what do we do with this little acapella section coming up. Well, voice versus guitar. Ooh. Yes. That motif really returns. Jeez. Man, that I don't really have the words to say how much I like this, other than I really, really like it. It has been so attractive on my ears from the first verse and the first listen to now hearing this in way more detail with the full version. We're gonna go back one more time because I'm glad we just talked about blend, because you get a very different experience between the duet, the two of them on the last 45 seconds ish. This is 3:40. Let's go back. Probably. Let me just check real quick at the 3-minute mark. What's happening right here? We might need to rewind a little bit more. We do. Let's go back to 2:45 to make it safe. Okay. So the final thoughts on this section, and then we'll listen to it again, is that this is where the art is. We've already discussed at length how cool the phrasing is, the motif that exists primarily throughout the entire piece. It's great. The simplicity yet rich sound that we get from the rhythm section, just laying it down. But this one is all about the vocalist for me, with all that entailed, right? It's about the whole thing. However, the way it's written for these two to give us what they have delivered, that is the beauty within the art. And final point before we take in this last part again, just listen and appreciate how real their voices sound at the end. At this point, man, I've heard a lot of anime music. This is not super produced. It's not over. I mean, everything's in the studio. There is going to be computer involvement. It's still, I mean, it's 2026. It's modern recording times. Like, okay, yeah, we know. However, you can still hear the human elements with them in this. This is gorgeous. This is a real piece of art. You should definitely geek out about this and treasure it. Sorry, I know I said I wouldn't stop, but just listen to her run up and listen to the chest voice to head voice switch. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Let me get set, then I will hit play. I apologize. This is just really nice. Why is that? You might be like, well, why does he care? Here's why I care. Because you can hear the natural run of the human voice and how real vocalists, when they sing and we don't alter it so much with software, you can hear how the pitches actually change as you ascend through the lick. What you get most of the time nowadays in music is you get these like weird plateaus where the notes change. That doesn't really happen when you sing. So it's nice to have something that's more real within how you actually deliver that. That's why I wanted to geek out within that. So that is a technical within the art, right? Like that's the whole line is beautiful as it is, but I just wanted to make sure that we talked about that. Okay, let's let it go. So beautiful. That it's wicked. Wicked is the musical I'm trying to think of, because it sounds like that one spot before she starts flying. Anyway, this has been it's going to be a bummer when Witch Hat Atelier ends and we no longer have reactions on Patreon to that, but I've really, really enjoyed it. I always look forward to the opening, and in the last couple episodes I've been saying, okay, I'm doing the video soon. I can't wait to hear what the full version sounds like. Sometimes we wait till the anime is over, but I couldn't wait any longer. So anyway, I know I stopped a lot. We made it kind of a long video, but this is a great piece of music, and I think it's really important to just kind of geek out on it and appreciate what is actually happening here with all these layers. You will, again, play it back 25 times, focus on something different each time. You're going to find a different sense of beauty to really be the aesthetic of what's going in your ear. Okay, there it is. That's what I think about it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below.